Welcome back to WNBE. I'm Devin Turntable.
And I'm Mitch Bucket.
And today, on behalf of the turn of the decade, we're gonna be counting down the top 5 New Year's Eve ball drops of the past 10 years. But before we get started, I wanna say, Mitch, on behalf of everyone at WNBE and the WNBE family, congratulations on your most recent marriage.
Oh, thank you. You know, I've come to think of everybody here at WNBE as family, so that means a lot coming from family.
Of course, buddy, of course.
Well, anyway, enough of that. Let's talk about the ball drops. Now, the one coming in at number 5 is going to be 2015's drop.
Oh, what a good ball drop that was. Wow, look at that.
I remember watching that and thinking, I'm going to remember this for the rest of my life. And I was watching it with my wife at the time.
The spectacle, the charm, it's so pure, and if this wasn't 5 on the list, or if this list was something a little bit more, if this was my list, I think that this ball drop would probably be a little bit higher on the list. It wouldn't be number 5.
Listen, I remember watching that with my ex-wife and going, this is amazing. It was a truly great ball drop.
Yeah, and what was that, your second wife or your most recent wife, or?
Yeah, that was the second one. That was Cassandra.
Yes, of course, Cassandra. All right, let's move on to number 4 on the list, 2017.
You know what's so magnificent about this ball drop, okay? Now, if you watch it closely, it's moving at a rate of 1 meter per second. Now, this is in contrast to the other years where it's normally 60 meters per minute.
It's truly taking its time. It's crossing its T's, it's dotting its I's. It's pure. It's a pure ball drop. You know, this ball trained 2017 years to drop on this day, and it finally did, and it did it with class.
Yeah, it was a slow drop, but it was well worth the wait. I remember watching that with Marissa, my 8th wife?
Yeah, oh man, what a lovely girl. Marissa with the platinum blonde hair, like the Katy Perry thing that she was doing.
Yeah.
Whatever happened?
We're divorced. I also divorced Katy Perry. Katy Perry, 2009 was dumb.
Unbelievable. Let's move on to number 3. It was 2010. It was the first New Year's Eve ball drop of the decade. There was so much promise in the air and in my life. And the Chilean miners, they had just gotten out of the mine, and it was a win, it was a trophy, it was something that we truly needed. The 2010 New Year's Eve ball drop.
You know, Devin, I'm gonna have to disagree with you. 2010 was great, but 2014, now that was a year for a ball drop. Malaysian Flight 370 had just disappeared and nobody knew what was going on in their lives or with that flight. People were scared. Families were growing distant. In America, nay, Earth needed a win. And that win came at the championship that was the ball drop of 2014. And the trophy? Well, that was the ball, baby. That was the ball.
You know, I agree with you with the whole trophy and that we needed the win thing, but Mitch, I gotta say here, I think it was 2010, you know? It was the Chilean miners, it was the promise, everything was going right that year, you know? Everything was going right.
In 2014, what was so great is that this ball drop was amazing. It was beauty, it was grace, it was Miss USA. All right, it had everything you needed.
Why don't we take a look at both ball drops side by side?
Okay, now if you look to the one on the left, okay, if you look at 2014, you see that it's immaculate. It's doing everything a ball drop needs to do.
Okay, yeah, I see that, but if you look at the one on the right, every meter dropped feels like another country joining hands to be together and help those Chilean miners climb out of that mine.
We're gonna have to agree to disagree here, I think.
Yeah, Agree to disagree. For the first time ever, Mitch Bucket and I, Devin Turntable, will agree to disagree.
We're gonna agree to disagree. This has never happened. I'm so scared.
And for the last two ball drops, we're gonna invite onto the show our New Year's Eve ball dropping specialist, Michelle December. Michelle, welcome to the show and thanks for coming on today.
Thank you so much for having me. Good to see you as always, Mitch, and hi at home.
Hi, for those of you who don't know, we were married.
Fabulous. Michelle, we've lobbed the ball up for you here. What we're looking for you to do is really spike it, grand slam it, bring us home, and why don't you get started with number 2.
Thanks so much, and boy, do we have 2 very special ball drops for you guys tonight. Coming in at number 2, we have 2012 going into 2013. So as you can see, this entire video is actually horizontal. Experts in my field discovered halfway through 2013 that the entire world had actually turned horizontal. New York City skyscrapers on their side. The United States had been stretched to lap the world twice over.
You mean all of 2013 was a line drive? I went mountain climbing that year. You're gonna tell me that I went mountain crawling?
You were crawling, Devin, that's exactly right.
You know, now that I think about it, everybody I dated that year was named Alyssa.
That makes sense. I mean,
Alyssa Milano, Alyssa D.
My sister, Alyssa.
Alyssa A. Alyssa who saved me from that burning building. Ooh, Alyssa who hid me in her house when the loan shark was coming.
please, Michelle, bring us home. Let's go for number 1, the number 1 ball drop of this decade. Please, Michelle, what is it?
So objectively and personally subjectively, the best ball drop of the decade was 2011 going into 2012.
That was the world championship of ball drops.
So I'm actually really glad that you said that, Devin. A lot of people think that it's perfect, but those people don't ever stop to think, did that ball want to drop?
Why would you say that? You're Michelle, you're coming on to our show at WNBE, and you're gonna tell us that you don't think that the ball wanted to drop that year?
This is why we got divorced.
That's exactly what I'm saying, Devin, and I'm gonna let the video speak for itself. See, that's it, right there. Did you see that? That was when the entire world skipped a number in unison. And it had consequences that make it not only the most impactful ball drop of the decade, but of our entire lifetimes.
That's right. That was the year that the housing market crashed, and that was the year everybody lost their jobs.
That's when Tesla was invented.
That was the year that I was married for the entire year.
I mean, what more evidence do you need? And experts in my field believe that the impact to the space-time continuum won't be fully realized until late December 2019.
Well, everything seems the same to me.
Me too.
Me too, but I guess we'll see.
Well, that brings us to the end of our countdown of the top 5 best New Year's Eve ball drops of the decade. Thanks for joining us, Michelle.
My pleasure.
I'm Devin Turntable.
And I'm Mitch Bucket, a man who's only had one wife ever and loves her so much.
What do you say we count down the end of this show together?
Let's. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.